You have asked me, what are holy books? Holy books are mirrors, and you can do three things with a mirror. The first is that you can seek self-knowledge by means of a mirror. When you look into a mirror, the mirror tells you how you look, who you are. Even though this image is just a superficial image, but nevertheless you have a sense of who you are. So holy books like the Quran or the Injil or the Torah or Dhammapada or Gita, all these holy books for which millions of people over hundreds of years have sought relief and consolation and spirituality, all these holy books are divine mirrors in which we see ourselves and in which we see and determine who we are. And different people look at the same mirror, but the mirror does not make them into one person. Each person looking into the divine mirror sees his or her own soul. For example, if you look into the Quran, the holy book of Muslims, you can see the Quran as a book of violence that teaches violence. Now, this is not the Quran that you're looking at. This is you, that the Quran tells you that something in your soul is obsessed with violence, that something in your soul seeks violence or approves of violence or is fixed with violence. So it is the divine mirror that is telling you that violence has become an essential part of your being. Similarly, a person could read the Quran and find that the Quran is full of mercy. Now, this understanding that the Quran is a book of mercy is in fact the person is looking at himself, and the Quran is simply reaffirming that the person is merciful. So the first function of a divine book or of a holy text is to tell you who you are. This is self-knowledge. And the more you look into the mirror, the more you look into the divine book, the more you will find about your soul. The second thing that the holy books do is to tell you that what good you have and that you should keep this good. This may be called self-affirmation. So if you look into a divine book and you find that the Quran is about taking care of your family or taking care of your community, then the Quran is telling you that you have a very strong sense of protecting the community. Now this self-affirmation, which is good, further tells you that you should keep this part of your soul. Similarly, if you read the Quran and find that breaking promises is wrong, you are self-affirming that you are a person of promise, that you will like to keep promises. You simply cannot read the Quran and find that promises are good when you don't keep up the promises. That part you are simply not going to see if you constantly break your promises. So the Quran or the holy books in general tells you what good you have. Similarly, when you look into a mirror, you can appreciate your beauty. The mirror is simply telling you what parts of your body are beautiful and therefore you should keep them. Similarly, the holy books tell you what parts of your soul are good and the ones that you should keep. The third function of a mirror is to tell you the flaws that you have. So the holy books, the Bible, Dhammapada of the Buddhist book, the Hindu Upanishads, and the Quran, all these divine texts expose the flaws in your soul. And they invite you to correct these flaws. And therefore, if you read the Quran and you find that there is some ugly spot in your soul and you see it, then you want to rectify it, you want to correct it. So this is what I say, that the holy books are divine mirrors in which you see your soul. First, you see what it is. Second, you see what beauty you have in your soul. And the third, you see the blemishes on your soul. All these three things are important in order to live and in order to perfect a spiritual life.